About 2 weeks ago, we had a partial solar eclipse here, and so the moon was passing in front of the sun, between the sun and Earth. And I tried to film it, but it was really difficult, and I was able to capture a little bit of it, and that was only because the sun went behind the clouds, and then you could see it. You know, that tiny bite out of the sun was really lovely. And it's right here. I've had the sprinklers on because it's been so very dry, and my chickens did not like that at all. It's running away, look. So funny. Now, of course, the ducks loved it. Well, you know, that's to be expected. I was starting to weed this batch of nettles, and I wanted to use them for a fertilizer. You know, you steep them for a week or two in water, and it gets very stinky. And then you can have a very potent fertilizer for your garden. And then I thought, oh, I might as well, you know, with the fresh tops, I might as well brew some tea for myself. Very healthy. And I'll have to wash it, but then I'll just pour some boiling water on it and make some tea for myself. I've just washed them because they are very dusty, and you know, you never know what animals may have been nibbling on them or doing something else to them. So I washed them, and I just wanted to mention that you can also eat them and cook with them. Just make an omelette, or you know, with some pasta or something like that. There are lots of recipes available online, so you can look at that if you like. But today I'm going to use them for tea, and even with my gloves, I can feel the sting. Just put them in here, in my teapot, and then boil some water and pour it over the leaves. There. Put the lid on it. Let that steep for about 10 minutes and drink it. I've made a bit of nettle tea. Steeped it for about 10 minutes, and now it is a bit of an acquired taste, and I'm not too fond of it, but you know, it's a little bit different from what I drink normally, and it's very healthy. Cheers. Well, it's not too bad actually. It's a bit earthy, and yeah, well, actually quite like it. Must be the very young spring tips that I cut off. Something a bit sad happened. Well, I think two sad things have happened, and they're both in one shot here. I think the male duck, who, you know, she was paired with, got killed a few days ago. I haven't seen him here lately, and I saw a dead duck on the side of the road, just, I don't know, 50 meters away from here. So that might have been him, so that's a bit sad. But, well, maybe he's just, I don't know, running around somewhere and he'll be back. But it might be him. And the other sad thing is that this fantastic pear tree, which we planted, I don't know, I can't remember really, long time ago. But I think it's died. Look at all the moss on there. That's not a good sign. But also, and I noticed it about last week or so, I saw that my plum trees are in flower. And usually the pear flowers before the plum tree. And it's doing absolutely nothing. There's buds on there. Really nice buds, but as soon as I take one of the branches, there, it is just completely dry. It's such a shame. This is a cooking pear, so it's like a dessert pear, and we make stewed pears with it. It's called a Giezer Wildeman. It's a Dutch variety, very popular for making stewed pears, dessert pears. But, well, I think it's dead. I have no hopes for it. It is just completely, I have no idea why, because it's done incredibly well, always. This is one of our best growers. Every year, full of fruit, every year without fail. So, I'll wait a little bit. I watered it because it's been incredibly dry here the past few weeks, about 2 months now. We've hardly had any rain, which is very unusual for us, because it's normally quite wet in this time of year. So, but so I watered it. I had the sprinkler on it for 2 days in a row, thinking that might be of some kind of help, but I don't know. No idea what happened. Really do not know. So this may have to come out, so that's a bit sad. Yeah, oh well. Yeah. Now this plum tree, even though it's flowering really well, and the other two are flowering really well as also, it might have to be, you know, replanted, because the sheep managed to get the protection away from the tree, and they just nibbled on the tree trunk. So that's not doing so well. The I was going to say the mice. The ants are really enjoying the sap that's coming out. So, and I can see some mold there, over there. I'm trying to film. So it's not looking so good. So I will be looking into getting a new one next year or next autumn, I think. Plant another one and try to keep the protection on a lot better. Here I have another plum. That one's not doing so great either because that one got damaged when a tree that was next to it got cut down and fell onto it. Thanks to yeah, the lovely men who did that. So maybe I have to plant 2 plums this year. Now, these are all branches that were cut down from old hedging, and they've been left here. I've been using a lot of them for shredding for my paths, and I'll do some more today. But I also want to make something out of it. See if I can find enough branches, because this one's way too thick. That's just cannot do anything with it. But there are a couple. I might do something with it. So I've been saving these big ones. Stumbling my way through these big ones, and I've got several more over there. Because my idea was to make garden trellis out of them, and I would like to have them. Just walk back a little bit. One here, one here, one here, and one there. So 4, and I think I have just enough. 4 to make 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ones. And I've got some more here, and they have to be fairly straight. That one's quite big, but 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's short. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, there's a couple more, so I would need 16, and I have a few more in the back there. So I'll have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. 50 centimeters. For measuring the tops, I used the wooden sticks that I also used for labeling my seedlings, and I just thought that was the perfect length. And it's a good idea to pre-drill the holes, because if you don't, the wood might split. And then I used stainless steel screws that were left over from a previous project to screw the top bits together. Now I did have to drill the top of the hole a little bit bigger, because my screws weren't long enough. But yeah, so there were 3 steps involved in every hole, because I only have one drill. I had to change out the bits every time, so that was a bit of a lot of work. Yeah, I forgot to drill the hole. It's not really a problem. The wood split, but I can easily replace it in the future if I have to. Well, they're finished, at least 2 of them, but I really like them. And I think maybe 4 will be too many because they're quite heavy. And I think you have to imagine them, of course, without all that mess in the background and covered with pretty flowers. But I think 2 might be enough for now. And they're supposed to go in the last bed over there. And they're not there yet because the apple tree here is about to flower, and there's a couple of branches that are hanging over here. And I want to cut them for, put them in a vase. So I'm waiting for them to flower and then I'll cut those off as well. More wind. Sorry about that. I am looking into buying a microphone with a wind filter on it. But yeah, it's a bit, I need to look into it a little bit further. But anyway, I like them. Really happy with them. Well, that's it for today. I'll leave you with a little update on my tomato and flower seedlings. They're doing really well. Most of them have germinated. There's only 1 or 2 that haven't. So I'm really surprised. My flowers as well. I think some of the light germinating flowers have not germinated, and I'll just have to redo it. I covered them with too much soil, but that's okay. I'll just sow them again. And a lot of them really need pricking out, and I have to give them bigger pots. Well, that's it for this week. Goodbye.